Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tanessa, the event coordinator for the FAU Libraries, and I would like to welcome you to this webinar, FAU Libraries Live. Even though our buildings are not currently offering face-to-face events, the FAU Libraries work virtually to continue to provide support for teaching, research, and learning. We hope that you find that this webinar will do just that. Today, we are welcoming the faculty and staff of FAU Libraries. They will introduce themselves along the way, as well as share some of the resources that are available to help you succeed at FAU. We'll be taking questions at various points throughout the presentation, but please feel free to use the chat box at any time. At the end of the webinar, we'll be giving away some prizes, so we encourage you to stick around. Now that the housekeeping is out of the way, we'll begin with a quick video message from the Dean of the Libraries, who could not be with us live today, Carol Hickson.
Hello, my name is Carol Hickson, and I'm the Dean of University Libraries at Florida Atlantic University. I want to thank you for attending today's presentation. We hope you learn more about the libraries and how we can help you be successful during your time at FAU. As the university continues to follow health and safety guidelines to limit the spread of the coronavirus, the libraries cannot right now provide the collaborative gathering and active learning spaces we have designed. This is very disappointing to us because we miss seeing our students working together and using our spaces creatively. But we know that we will get back to the way things were, and we'll be able to use what we have learned during this trying time to make our services even better. No matter what, we want you to know that your library faculty and staff are always here to help right now. Good luck to you this semester, and as always, go Owls!
And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Crystal Morrow of the Information Technology Services team.
Thank you, Tanessa. Hi, everybody. My name is Crystal Morrow, and I'm one of the computer application coordinators here at the library. I wanted to share with you some of the hardware, software, and technology resources that are available to you when you come and visit the library. Many of our patrons come to the library to use our computers, and we have 4 computer labs spread across the first and the second floor. These are generally open floor workstations where groups of students can work together or you can work solo. However, right now, because of COVID, the second floor lab 215 and the grad lab 245 are closed. The first floor east and west wing computer areas are available. We have both Mac and PCs in those areas, and they are socially distanced. There's no reservation system. This is a first come, first serve basis. If you're headed to campus and want to see if a library computer is available, you can check online with the computer availability application. And lastly, if you do own your own computer, we do have spaces set up, and you can bring your own laptop. These are socially distanced where you can plug in, and these are spread across the first floor. Next slide. We have many software suites that are available for use. Most of you use Microsoft Office and web browsing. Lockdown Browser is also installed to our machines, and they have webcams installed, so you can take your exams on our computers. For a full list of software, you can visit the library's website or use the link shown. We also have the full Adobe suite of applications available. This is on a handful of Macs that are located on the first floor. It's a subscription service with Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere. You use your FAU.net ID to log in with that. The Macs also have Final Cut for video editing if you don't want to use Premiere. Next slide. For those of you who need to scan documents, we have a few document and book scanners throughout the library. These scanners allow you to quickly digitize resource material. You can then email it to yourself, or you can bring a USB drive and save that file directly to your drive for later use and review. If you need to print, we have a print release stations. These are around the building attached to printers. So you can print from our PCs or our Macs, and then you send the job to the print queue. And that print queue is actually located at fauprint.fau.edu website. So you can also log in there directly, and you can actually upload your files to that queue and then basically go to any of the release stations and release that job or print. You can also refill your credits through there. And I believe there's a station that's on the first floor where you can also put money in to refill your charge account. A lot of our patrons use our resources electronically, journals, publications, databases. These are all available for you to use, and you can access them while you're on campus. However, if you're off campus and you do you can log in through our off-campus Connect system. This is basically a gateway called Open Athens, which lets you access these resources without needing to actually be on our website or even on campus. You can actually visit library.fau.edu/Open Athens, and you'll see all the links for all the journals, catalogs, and databases. Next one. Lastly, us in the IT department, we love technology and we really like trying to see what we can do with it. For example, when you come into the library, you'll see we have a telepresence set up, and this is at the circulation desk. So the circulation folks, would usually sit at the desk, but because of COVID, we're trying to keep more social distancing. So they can actually be at their office in the back of the library, but have a face-to-face talk with you directly if you have any questions. IT does, we do tech tip emails, we do IT Ask Us Live via Zoom, and you can pop in and ask us tech questions. And if we don't have an answer, we'll send you to somebody who does. We also do webinars on a variety of tech-related topics. The library is doing, we have loaned laptops, iPads, and webcams. But during COVID, we've decided to restrict those to students who are under financial aid and do not have a device of their own, so they can get, remote access to their studies. In addition, to us, our IT department at the library, each college has their own IT department. So you can also seek help out from your particular college's IT group. And then there is also OIT, which is the Office of Information Technology, which is kind of the central IT. And they can provide you even more resources, 24/7 lab space, and you can go to their website to find information out. And of course, there's we have lots of software licenses that you can use for free. I would say the main one is probably Office 365. So you can actually go to Office 365, log in with your FAU.net, and then you can download it to your personal computer or laptop. So MATLAB, GitHub Edge, there's Mathematica, there's quite a few, and you can find all those on the FAU website. And with that, I would like to pass this over to Lawrence Mello from the Instruction and Engagement Department.
Thank you, Crystal. Hello and welcome. My name is Lawrence Mello, and I'm here to represent the amazing librarians who make up the Instruction and Engagement Department. There are my colleagues there, and we're always there to help our students in their research needs. Next slide. So as the professors like I like to tell students, professors are in the classroom teaching the theories and subject of any given course that they're taking. But it's our job as I&E librarians to help our students understand and navigate the many resources that they have at their disposal, be it learning how to find a book through the catalog, accessing one of over 600 different databases, and understand the difference between an academic journal article to a conference report. So how do you get in touch with us? Well, in normal, healthier times, we'd welcome our students to come into our offices and talk to us face to face, where we interact with them as we help them and meet their needs. But currently, due to COVID, we're working remotely, but we're still here to serve our students. We currently man what we call Ask a Librarian. It's a chat service during the library's operating hours, Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5. From the library's homepage, you'll see a widget that will pop out and it says Ask a Librarian Service. And there they will get one of me or my colleagues, and they can ask any questions relating to their research topics and their needs. Now, like I said, we run the service from 8:30 to 5, but this does not mean that they are without a librarian to help them. Because we are part of a statewide consortium of service, after 5 p.m., they can still go on Ask a Librarian and be helped by one of the many brilliant librarians around the state who have access to our materials and help them navigate and do research as well. We also offer a wide range of video and workshop tutorials, whether it's learning how to do library research 101 or to understand and navigate some of the more complicated databases that we offer. We also have virtual office hours where you can set up a consultation with one of us based on your subject and need. And basically it's like a one-on-one, your own personal librarian for an hour, hour and a half. And just like we're doing now with video chat, we can share our screens to your screens and show you how to navigate the resources. We also offer research guides on various courses that we're teaching, as well as subject matter that we've put together and correlated resource material for that topic. And last but not least, we'd like to spotlight Lib2Go, So if there's any topics that we have not covered here today, but you want to know what's going on in the library, that's a great place to start as far as understanding what our hours are, what access do we have as far as the floor, the floor libraries, whatever, as far as dealing with COVID in 2021 spring semester. So as I say, your professors will teach you the subject matter. It's our job to show you the resources and help you navigate them and use them to achieve your great success. And now I would like to pass it off to my great friend Daniel in Special Collections. Take it away, Dan.
Hey, thank you so much, Larry. It's good to be here, everybody. My name is Daniel Scheide, and I work in Special Collections, which is one of the many reasons that I'm the envy of the other presenters here today. Now, when it comes to university libraries, special collections are really what makes one library stand out from the next. And FAU is in the unusual position of a university this size of being fortunate enough to have several preeminent, widely recognized collections. But first, let's go over the basics. When you think of special collections, the sort of stereotypical image you get is old books and manuscripts, and we certainly have that. That's what we have in the main area of special collections. There's over 180 sub-collections, and that includes the university archives, which contain documents detailing the history of Florida Atlantic University. We also have the incredibly impressive Weiner Spirit of America collection. Now, this is a treasure trove of primary documents, chiefly from the 18th century, and this is invaluable for anyone studying the American Revolution and the revolutionary period. Another highlight is the recorded sound archives, where students can research such ancient formats as vinyl records, compact discs, and cassettes. These are primarily collections of Judaica, jazz, vintage music, and we have researchers and practicing musicians from all around the world constantly using this collection. I constantly see people on social media talk about how they found this, a particular recording in our collection and how that, helped them continue their work. And finally, we've got the Jaffe Center for Book Arts, which features some of the strangest books that you will ever encounter. Now, usually when you have a book, the most important thing about it, of course, is the content. And it doesn't matter if it's a hardcover, if it's a paperback, if it's an ebook, or what it is. Now, that's not the case here. So we have books at Jaffe that or basically come from artists who are expressing themselves through the medium of books. So you have books that are made out of glass. You have books that are made out of ceramics. You have books that are made out of textiles. There are books that have unusual bindings, and they basically explore the limits of how we define a book. Sometimes we get in groups of kids, obviously pre-COVID, and they come in, and it's wonderful to see how these young people, in grade school, arguing about what a book is. It really gets them to think about, what we're presenting to them. And we have several printing presses. We've got a paper making studio over by the football stadium. And these resources are not only used by students and people from the FAU community, but artists who come from all over the world specifically to work here. We have an artist in residence each year who comes here and creates books and gives various classes. Now, in pre and hopefully post-COVID times, we have regular workshops, we have classes and events, both for the FA community at large and for the general public. And at the moment, even now, we do have many online events and classes going on. And now I believe we are going back to Tanessa for any questions, if any have popped up so far.
Thanks, Dan. We are pausing for just a moment to give everyone an opportunity to send us any questions you might have so far. We're about halfway through the presentation, so if you don't have any questions right now, that's okay. We'll be taking questions again at the end of the presentation. I don't see any at this time, so I'm going to pass it over to Stephen Matthew from the Access Services Department.
Good afternoon, Steve Matthew here. I am proud to lead the department that even Daniel's department is jealous of, Access Services. We're the smiling face in the box when you come into the library. You'll see us on the video monitor as you come in. And the first thing we suggest that you do very strongly is that you get your OWL card. Your OWL card is your key to the library. Whether you are going to be checking out materials, visiting the physical library, you need to get your OWL card. And the OWL card center is open on campus right now. You won't be able to reach them by telephone, but you will be able to email them at owlcard@fau.edu. But if you walk in, they're usually at a level right now where you can get your OWL card done in just a few minutes. By the time you walk from the OWL card center over to the library, your card will be activated. And the first thing you need to do is swipe into the front gate. So we need to know who is in the building and who's left the building so that we can manage the capacity. Because during COVID, we're open shorter hours. We're open 8:30 to 5, Monday through Friday. Mask and social distancing are also required. But right out front, we have a monitor that will tell you basically how many people are in the building, what percentage we're at. ITS has shown you where the available computers are, and some other information that are that's available on those screens will kind of help you to navigate your way into the library. So now you're in the library. One of the things you want to do is to find our materials. Well, unfortunately, our stacks are closed right now, so you won't be able to go up to the book stacks and grab your book, but we can assist you in finding the books through our online catalog. One other popular thing that people show up for is laptop lending. We are, as Crystal said earlier on in her presentation, we have kind of changed the way we do our laptop lending, and we're trying to assist students who have that financial need. So there's a link on our homepage to financial aid. They have a form that you can fill out if you have a need for that service, and they will approve the loan. We'll go ahead and contact you and get you set up with a laptop, Mac, PC, whatever we have on hand, and we'll get you going there. Our online catalog, or our website has our online catalog where you can find the journals, the books, and other materials that will assist you in your learning here at FAU. But one thing I always like to stress to people is that if you're stuck, whether you're here in the library or you're stuck at home and you need someone to assist you, on that website, that red rectangle says Ask a Librarian. You can click on that during our open hours, chat with a librarian, and get pointed in the right direction. Now, this usually happens after you speak to one of my staff or me at that kiosk, but we will hand you off to the experts in their field and get you on the right path with your research. Thanks for allowing me to share today. I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Brian Ward from our Government Information and Maps Department. Thanks.
Thank you, Stephen. My name is Brian Ward. I'm going to spend a few moments telling you about the Government Information and Maps Department. FAU Library is a part of the Federal Depository Library Program, or FDLP. This program is made up of over 1,100 libraries nationwide, including 28 in Florida. We are the only FDLP library serving the Palm Beach County, Treasure Coast area. So why is that important? Well, it means we can provide a lot of valuable resources, both print and online, that you can use in your research. If you think about all the departments, agencies, bureaus in the US government, for example, the State Department, Health and Human Services, NASA, Census Bureau, all the activities of Congress, they all produce publications. Uncle Sam is the world's largest publisher. The government printing office was created in 1860 to oversee this job. As a result, we have a large amount of resources covering a wide range of subjects. These resources are available in print, but also increasingly digital formats such as full-text ebooks, online research publications, and even digitized maps. I've got a couple. I don't know how well you can see. For example, here is the 2019 agricultural statistics that's put out by the US Department of Agriculture. It's an annual publication that you could actually go back over various years and compare the numbers. Sometimes we get some more unusual things. This is a recent arrival. It's called the Alaska Spill Response Wildlife ID Aid. And it's a small hand size. It's encased in plastic with a little coil binder. And when there's an oil spill in Alaska, they send people out and helps them identify wildlife, birds, for example. You have shapes and pictures. Then also things like sea lions, seals, dolphins, things like that. And then they take account on the back. You know, something rather unusual that you wouldn't think about the government doing. So we get a lot of things like that. We're also a member of the State of Florida Government Depository Program, so we have lots of material that's also just centered on Florida. An example that might interest medical students is the annual Florida morbidity statistics. This breaks things down by year. That's another annual publication, by year, by causes of death. It's a really interesting, in a morbid way, a publication where you can get a lot of interesting information. We also manage the GIS Corner, which is the library's Geoinformation Systems Lab. The lab provides access to the latest GIS software for all students, faculty, and staff. You don't have to be taking a GIS course to be able to use this. If you know, we're finding that a lot of various disciplines, anthropology, public administration, biology, criminology, they're coming in with assignments where they are wanting to make maps based on facts that they have and data that they have. And you can even come in and do something just for your own pleasure and fun if you want to. You don't even have to be taking a class. The GIS lab is available all hours. The library is open. You don't need an appointment, but it is first come, first served basis. And because of social distancing, all of the systems aren't available at the moment. So usually you can come in and come right in and get a station without any problem. We have the latest GIS software, ArcMap, ArcPro. We have new computers that can handle. A lot of students come in and they're so excited because they're trying to work from home on the remote, and they're so excited because they actually have a stable connection here in the lab, and that's what we're here for. We also have a very large map collection that most people don't know about that has over 38,000 physical maps in it. We'll be glad to help you find maps if you want. Students use maps in their research, and they also make great tools and presentations. Most of our maps are available to check out, have to do some special procedures, but we're more than glad to have you do that. And we have a lot of students who come in and like to take them for presentations. So what kind of maps do we have? We have local maps, political maps, topographic maps, cultural, and a large number of science maps. I don't know if you can see over my shoulder here, we have a topographic geological map of Florida. You know, it's like I said, we've got a lot of different things that are very interesting. And also many maps are becoming available online in digital form, and we can help you find those. So we encourage you, if you have any questions or are curious about our resources, just contact us, come to the Government Information and Maps Office, room 109. Although right now with COVID, you can also contact on campus at 3788 or by email at govinfo@fau.edu. So now I'd like to introduce Joanne from Digital Library.
Good afternoon, everybody. I can't compete with Brian's show and tell, but hopefully you'll discover some things that you can find online. My name is Joanne Parenduke, and I manage FAU Libraries Digital Repository. Please visit our digital collections created from library-owned special and archival materials held here in Wimberley. You can also access educational and creative works created by FAU students, researchers, and faculty. Next. Discover digital versions of 18th century New England almanacs, some of which have just been recently digitized in our latest Spirit of America digital collection. Next. explore digitized archival photographs of FAU campus and see how it has grown over time and changed. Check out our wide array of images. Next. Some of which you can even download and reuse. Next. Browse the student and faculty research deposited in the repository. This includes honors theses, honors in the major capstone projects, graduate theses and dissertations, and undergraduate research posters. Next. Did you know there are 2 FAU student organizations that publish 2 undergraduate journals on campus? The Florida Atlantic Undergraduate Research Journal, FAURJ, is produced by the Council for Scholarship and Inquiry, a student organization under the guidance of FAU's Office of Undergraduate Research and Inquiry, OURI. We also have the Undergraduate Law Journal. This journal grew out of a club where students at FAU from across disciplines interested in researching topics such as business law, criminal justice, and public administration decided they would like to hone their skills, write about these topics, and produce a peer-reviewed journal. Both of these journals have been ongoing since 2012 and are published annually, hosted at FAU Libraries. Next. Any questions? Feel free to contact us at the FAU Digital Library. And I would like to introduce Garrett Good from our Interlibrary Loan Department. Take it away, Garrett.
Thank you, Joanne. As she said, I'm Garrett Good. I work in the Interlibrary Loan Department, and we have prepared a short video for all of you to let you guys know how we do things now, but then give you the rundown as well.
Oh, hello there. My name is Garrett Good, and I work in the Interlibrary Loan Department here at FAU's Wimberley Library. I like to call Interlibrary Loan the collection that we don't own, because we handle the exchange of books between libraries that aren't our own, so we can expand our collection beyond what we have physically on the shelf. We normally have access to over 3,500 libraries worldwide, but unfortunately due to the pandemic, our world has become a little smaller, so getting materials outside North America is a little more difficult now. But we will try every avenue we can to get you the materials you want. We can also get books for you from many libraries within the state of Florida via the UBorrow service. And not only can we get books and articles for scholarly purposes, such as papers or other assignments, we can also get fiction, nonfiction books for light reading, music CDs, really anything that another library might own. You can put in an ILL request for it. Run out of stuff to stream over the past few months? Put in a request for your favorite TV shows or movies on DVD. Our services are almost always free for students, staff, and faculty here at Florida Atlantic University. Oh, and once it arrives here, we will put it in one of these lockers, which is actually what I'm doing right now. These lockers are our new low-contact delivery system that allows material pickup at any time, even outside library hours. Because, as you may have noticed, they're located outside the front of the library. Need stuff from our stacks as well? We handle that too. We also offer electronic delivery for chapter scans and scholarly articles. That's right, if there's a specific book chapter or article that you need, you can put in a request for it and it will be delivered electronically to your ILL account. No pickup required. Creating an Interlibrary Loan account is easy too. Information on how to create one and about all of our services can be found at our website, right here. We look forward to helping you with your interlibrary loan requests, and we thank you for supporting the FAU Libraries. Go Owls!
All right, so as the video said, we specialize in obtaining materials that are outside of our collection here at FAU, since obviously we can't have everything. And we have also taken on the task of paging books from our own stacks since all floors except for the first are closed right now. So you would put it in the same as you would any other interlibrary loan request. We'll pull it from the stacks and we would put it in those lockers that you see here. Now, if you need any kind of customized instructions, say you have like a study group that wants to utilize this more, or if you want something that's more one-on-one, feel free to contact us and we would love to set something up with you just to sort of run down on how best to use interlibrary loan. Even how it applies to copyright too. And excuse me. We also recently became a part of the OCLC Express system, which means we are actually in the top 10% of lending libraries worldwide. So that actually allows us to borrow from that, also that 10%, to give us sort of a exclusive, sort of very speedy, very reliable network that we can then utilize for you guys. And now I'd like to turn it over to our branch campus up at Harbor Branch.
Hi, this is Pam Alderman, your Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute librarian. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm having some technical difficulties. So let me go through. We are in Fort Pierce, Florida, about 100 miles north of you. And it's really important if you're coming for the very first time that you give an email to me so I can get you into the gate code. Also, once you're here, we're very research oriented. You need your OWL card. So you swipe in and we're available from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday by swiping in with your OWL card. We have biology, environmental, and marine science collections, as well as nursing. So we're very research focused. Our facility has quite a few things that you would like to use. There's an ArcGIS lab, just like down on the Boca campus. And we have laptops with ArcGIS as well. We have advanced 3D printing center, and that has engineering facilitators to help you with your 3D printing projects. There's a poster printer with IT assistance, a recording studio to practice your presentations. You will have a research project with a presentation and you'll have a paper. So we're really going to help you with that. So there's PCs, laptops, and MacBooks in the library, as well as study rooms, and our stacks are open. So now we have a quick little video tour. So if you can move on to the next slide, we can go to the video tour, and that will be Harbor Branch.
The Harbor Branch librarian, and we are here at the amazing Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute. Over 200 acres of amazing research, and we're now in the Link building. So room 108 is the library. Let us take our OWL card and swipe in. Straight ahead you see the Aquilana Bank. John Reed's amazing research, 40 years of surveying the coral reefs and the fishing. He was able to show that trawling actually was damaging the reefs and make it a preservation area, 150 miles now, called a treasure that's along the Florida coast. We also have this digital. It's part of the digital library, Harbor Branch Digital Collection. Please visit it on site as well. This is the self-check. So you can check your books in, check them out, or renew. All you need is your OWL card and a 4-digit month and day of birth, and then you're ready to go. This is the Harbor Branch print collection of books. Over 10,000 amazing books in marine science, ocean engineering, and nursing. Also biology. We have an advanced nursing program on this campus. This is the open access textbooks. We also have them ebooks online, but you can come to the library and review these in the library. Here is also a scanner and a copier. But one more place. Very last hallway is our print collection of journals on the left, 150 titles that are basically archival back to volume 1. On the right are study rooms. At the very end of the hall is the way we go into engineering, where you can look at the poster printer or use the 3D printers. Engineering staff will help you. But let's walk down to the ArcGIS lab at the very end of the hallway. This is an ArcGIS lab with software and also monitors. You can get extra monitors if you need to do data analysis. In front, you'll see the smartboard and the podium. So let's go inside and I'll take you to the podium where the recording studio is. You can practice your presentations here, and all you need is a USB drive. That will get your recording. The instructions are here in the classroom, or you can ask for assistance. So please give us a call, send us an email, or make an appointment. We'll be glad to help you. Just ask.
Okay, now we're going to move on to our other library in the northern campuses. Take it away, Leah.
Thank you, Pam. Hi, everybody. My name is Leah Pocharzik, and I am the director at the Jupiter Library here at FAU. And I would like to welcome all of you. The Jupiter Campus Library has a number of useful online resources available to you that will help you with your studies and research throughout your academic careers. The library is currently open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. We have limited seating available and our maximum capacity is 20 people to ensure safe social distancing. Our second floor is closed at this time. You must have an OWL card to access the building by swiping into the facility. You can go online to the OWL card services site and fill out an electronic form if you do need to request a card. Since moving to a mostly virtual platform, we have found ways to successfully meet your academic needs. For example, we installed 18 lockers in our 24/7 study area where you can safely pick up books at your convenience. This service allows for safe, contactless checkout of print materials. We have a simple online form that you can fill out to request a print item from our collection. This form can be found on our library's homepage under the section that says Jupiter Spotlight. Staff members will pull the item for you, check it out to you using your Z number, and then we'll send you an email with the locker number and combination so that you can access the contents from the locker. Next slide, please. In addition to that, we have set up a virtual concierge at our front circulation desk. Someone is on call while the library is open to answer any questions that you may have. Just adjacent to the 24/7 study area is a 24-hour computer lab with approximately 13 computers with webcams for use, as well as a printer. Inside the library, we have 7 public PCs and 1 Mac available, all of which have webcams. We have printers, photocopiers, and book scanners for you. And every Friday, I have virtual office hours from 1 to 3 p.m. where you can meet with me one-on-one virtually, and I will assist you with reference help. So please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I've included my contact information here as well as the WebEx address for my virtual office. And I would like to thank you for joining us and wish you the best of luck this semester. Thank you. We're going to answer any questions you may have in just a moment. So if you have any more, now is your opportunity to submit those in the chat box. While I give you a moment to do so, I want to remind you that we'll be sending you an evaluation survey after the webinar ends. We'd love to hear your feedback on today's presentation. I'll put the link in the chat box as well, or you can use your smartphone to scan the QR code that you see on your screen. And as a thank you to all of you for sticking with us through the presentation, I will now turn it over to Director of External Relations, RJ Stamper, to announce today's winners.
Hey, Tanessa, we have 2 winners that we've selected randomly today. The first winner is Hector Rosso, and the second is Vanessa Duncan. So congratulations, Hector and Vanessa, for winning the prizes and attending today's event.
Congratulations. We'll email both of you after the webinar is over with instructions on how to pick up your prizes. So now we're going to turn it over to the questions. One of the first questions we received was, is there a place in the library where I can take a test or can I use the study room? Stephen, could you help us out with that?
I'm so sorry, guys. We have an exam area set up where you can reserve a spot, and it's on the east side of the first floor. If you come in, there's actually stations set up with QR codes, so you can, like Tanessa said, access the website through the QR code that she's provided, or you can do it in person and reserve that nice quiet spot. Right now, I'll just say this. If no one's using the spot and you want to use it, fine, but do know that if someone's reserved it and they have an exam, you'll just be asked politely to move along. Yep.
Thanks, Stephen. And the next question, how do we get help with accessing the digital maps and resources? Brian, could you help with that?
Sure. Basically, first thing you would need to do is contact us, and then we would need to get the details of what you're trying to find, and then we can go from there, because like I said, naming the various types of maps, it could go anywhere. So we basically would need details, need to talk to you about that, and then we would be able to go from there, and we would help you find whatever you need.
Thanks, Brian. And the next question will be for Joanne. Is there a way to learn more about how to get published as undergrad, or someone I should contact? I have never published anything before.
So sure, there are a couple of things you could do as an undergraduate. If there's a particular faculty member or instructor who you have written work for the course, ask for feedback. And if there's a particular subject matter you're interested in, whether it's sociology, psychology, anthropology, engineering, look at some of the journals that those faculty members are asking you to read. And, that would kind of guide you in the field, either that you're planning to go into, the department you're planning on joining, or any other interest area you might have. So my recommendation is, if you're a political science student and you love reading articles in foreign affairs, then go to the Foreign Affairs website and look at what they require for submissions, and talk to somebody in the political science department and ask them to help you with your work. A lot of times for undergraduates, faculty members will help them get their first foot in the door by publishing a book review for some of the journals. So you would read the book and then publish a 2-page, 800-word book review. And sometimes you could get your foot in the door publishing that way. So whatever you like to read or whatever you like to write, I would check with that department and that research area by looking at the journals and the things that you're reading already, to see what they look for in publications, what they require for you to submit.
Thanks, Joanne. And the next question will be for Garrett. Is there a limit to how many books we can borrow? And should I use ILL if I wanted to get something from Boca campus to the Jupiter campus?
So that's actually a very good question. So right now, there is no limit to the amount of items that you can borrow. The only restriction we have is that if you have any items that are severely overdue, your account may be restricted from placing any new requests. And as for the intercampus, that is indeed our department as well. So you would just submit that just like any other paging or interlibrary loan request, and it would match it to whatever your pickup location is set to in your interlibrary loan account. So if we have a book here at Boca and needed at Jupiter, we will route it to Jupiter. If we book at Jupiter, needed at Boca, it'll come here to Boca.
Thank you. And the last question will be for Jupiter. Is there a place in the Jupiter Library where we could do group study?
Unfortunately, at this time, due to COVID restrictions, we have closed all of our group study rooms. However, I reached out to our coordinator of academic affairs, and there are 2 rooms in the Student Resources Building, rooms 209 and room 258. They do have socially distanced seating, but I was told that sometimes groups do gather to collaborate, and as long as they maintain a safe distance, it is allowed. So that's another option. And they do have availabilities Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you again to everyone for joining us, and a special thank you to our team for putting together this presentation. You'll receive an email from us with a link to a brief evaluation survey that we hope you'll fill out to help us plan future presentations. The email will also include the links to the presentation slides you saw today and this recording if you need to refer back to some of the resources discussed. To stay up to date on our upcoming events, follow us on all social media channels at FAU Libraries, and most importantly, please don't hesitate to reach out to us should you need any help this semester. Thank you.